Hi, it's Marissa from Marissa's Wellbeing and Health, and today I'm talking about natural sweeteners. If you read my blog and you look at my recipes, I sometimes talk about adding a natural sweetener to something, but I'm never very specific about which one to use. That's because everyone has different tastes and different preferences. The most important thing when it comes to sweeteners is to choose something that is as unprocessed as possible, so preferably raw, and then also something that's low on the glycemic index, meaning that it won't spike your blood sugar. So these are some of my favorites, and I'm going to tell you about them and how I use them. I actually never use agave nectar anymore with all of the research out about how it is almost like high fructose corn syrup, very processed. I steer clear of that, and instead I use a raw coconut nectar. So it's liquid. It's pretty sweet. It's kind of sticky, so it's like a thick liquid, and this is something that you can use on like a protein pancake, or you can use it in sauces and salad dressings. I use it in baking when you can use a liquid sweetener, and then you can also use it to sweeten your tea or coffee. So that's coconut nectar. It's coconut crystals. This is actually looks like brown sugar, so this has a consistency like sugar, and I use this in baking when a recipe calls for sugar. I substitute it in a 1-to-1 ratio. The sweet quotient is a little bit less, so you have to be prepared for that. If you want to make something sweeter, then you would just use more coconut sugar. So that's great in baking. Raw honey is another great subtle sweetener. Again, you can use this in your teas, you can use this in sauces and salad dressings. I love to use this when I roast carrots, so that's when I use raw honey. I also will, if I'm doing avocado toast, spreading avocado on a piece of gluten-free or sprouted grain toast, sometimes I'll add a little bit of honey to sweeten that up. 100% pure maple syrup, get the best grade possible, and I use this in a lot of sauces and salad dressings just to add a touch of sweetener. I also use it to sweeten my homemade almond milk. And then of course you can use this on your protein pancakes as well. A little goes a long way with this, so I never use very much. And then just plain dates are great in smoothies or in some raw puddings. Also use them in like raw brownies or raw energy bars. I soak them first just to soften them up and then whir them through the food processor. Dates along with nuts and some other ingredients like cacao, it'll make like a dough consistency, and that's why it's great for things like raw brownies and raw energy bars. And there are a couple of others that are good sweeteners. I don't use them as often just because I find that they are a little bit bitter for my taste, but stevia is a plant extract, and it's a little bit bitter. I find you can use this again in some baking and also in smoothies if you'd like, and in your coffee or tea. And then yacon syrup, again, this is raw. It's great for the digestive system. I don't use this a lot. It's really sticky, and I found that I like coconut nectar a little bit better, but again, you could use this in some baking. I could see it working, or in some sauces and salad dressings as well. Gotta experiment and find which ones you like. No matter what, when it comes to natural sweeteners, make sure that you are not relying on them too heavily. It's something to add some flavor, add a touch of sweetness to your cooking or your baking, but just like anything else, too much of a good thing isn't always good, and they can cause cravings for more sweetness. So use them sparingly, and hopefully I've opened your eyes to some new sweeteners that you may not have tried before, or reminded you about some that you wanted to use. If you like this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe to my YouTube channel down below. You can also check me out on social media, and make sure you visit my website and blog to download your free copy of my e-mag, How to Be Holistically Hot. your 30-day guide to making men swoon and your friends want what you have. Thanks for watching, and check back with me next week for another Tuesday tip.